Welcome back, welcome back. I'm MTG Joe. Today we are going to be trying some try hard magic. I want to try to take the last few days. We've been playing a lot of like budget brews, so I wanted to try to go with something a little bit more tier 1 in nature. So with this deck here, this is a Command the Dreadhorde 4-color list. In particular, I got this variation of the list from Jim Davis. So I want to try it out in ranked, see how it goes, and try to go up to diamond. So this is a version that's a little bit more planeswalker heavy. We have ramp early in the manner of Paradise Druid to get us there. Merfolk Branchwalker and Jadelight Ranger can help us find our future lands, and then we just kind of fill our graveyard with either the Explore package or Trustani. One nice thing, Wildgrowth Walker gains us a bunch of life. Sorin in this build also can rebuy us Explore creatures or give our big creatures lifelink. Trustani was something interesting that Jim was trying, so I want to try it out. Protect our stuff. And basically you want to fill your graveyard, then play a Command the Dreadhorde to get back all your creatures and planeswalkers, and just keep getting like crazy value off that. Sideboard's pretty much same as a lot of the other Dreadhorde lists, with an additional Trostani. The main thing in this deck is there's no Massacre main. So I wanted to try it out, see, we might need Massacre Girl in the main, and go from there. Welcome, Mercury. Glad that you've been doing well with the Gruul deck. So we'll get started. I'm going to be playing ranked best of 3. So I've played a bit of Sultai. I want to try out this version, so I haven't had a huge amount. Hey John, thanks for coming in. Trying with the loot stuff, thanks. It's not a huge amount. We're still trying to get the YouTube subscriptions up. That'll be the best way, but gonna try to start streaming a bit more on weekends. Okay, so gonna try to see how competitive we can be with this deck. There's probably gonna be some mistakes along the way. I'm learning as we go along. It's a little bit new for me, a couple of the interactions. I played a lot of Sultai. We're probably going to keep some hands where probably it's been wrong. Like here, we don't have a 2-drop. But we have lands into command. Probably mulligan. Seems a bit slow. Okay. Need mana. Lots of learning. Alright, so likely showing a lightning bolt there. A little awkward because we don't have any blue mana. Okay, so this is Gruul aggro-y. I'll play this. Vraska can be removal. So they have the Domri here.
I wish you could see your face while I'm giving you.
They might have a shock. Okay, so Branchwalker. Okay, that gets us our Teferi next turn, so that's fine. I haven't caught much of the MCQ, John. What are a lot of the decks that are being played? Is it a lot of these Dreadhorde mirrors? I'm gonna take the damage here. I want to protect Teferi.
We won't answer to other guilds.
Phoenix is a bit scary. Here. Do we just go? It's probably just a Teferi tempo play.
on schedule.
Bounce this back to the opponent's hand. No attacks. If you like Super Friends. So they have the option to fight here. But it looks like they've missed mana, so they're gonna probably do that for the Phoenix. I'll block here. Okay, that does take him off Phoenix unless they drew a land. Okay, they did. Domri.
Oh, I'm sorry. What you doing?
Okay, so Jeskai, Gruul, is it? Yeah, I was deciding today, we'll play a couple games with this. I might go Phoenix. I wanted to try to build that in paper as well, so I wanted to get some feel for it. Not really doing a whole lot. This can draw us into land, so maybe just go this.
Feud or feast, your blood is mine.
I think I kind of like, okay, so that gets us another land. I don't know how these decks beat a Rekindling Phoenix. We need exile effects. I don't think we play any in the side anyways. This might be the Gruul Immortal Sun version. They usually play some Domries early, but that's about it.
What's that? Something smells rotten.
So
Wait,
Domri doesn't really have an ultimate. Okay. It's pretty much dead here. You really need a Wildgrowth Walker early with these. Okay, so Harpooners. Probably some Massacre Girls. And some cast... Oh, don't want the Elder Spell. Coming out... Teferi's not bad. Sorin doesn't really do much. Tristani probably doesn't do enough. 4 cards to cut. I don't know in this matchup if Command the Dreadhorde's that good. They're going to pressure our life total quite a bit. Maybe shave down 2. And just go down a couple Paradise Druids. Try it like this. We're learning. It's not necessarily the easiest deck to kind of pilot. So we'll keep this hand. We got some Wildgrowth Walkers to gain us life. We'll beacon on 2. So that way we don't take damage. We have Teferi on 3, which is good. So... they shocked, so they might have like a bolt. Because this leaves a token behind. It's fine, I think we still just Teferi here.
I know my responsibility.
It's a good tempo play.
Here we go.
Perfect. So no attacks here. I'll block, because then it forces him to either shock this or shock that. Okay, so they Thorn Lieutenant. So this turn, it's plus Teferi.
That's more like it.
Shock that in, and I think we're in a lot better spot here now. Next turn we can Jadelight Ranger. We need lands, so we're just gonna graveyard that. No attacks here. It'll get pretty big come the Jadelight Ranger next turn. Tybalt.
My friend is here to help your pain.
So here I'm actually going to Vraska. And I'm going to kill the Tybalt.
You should leave before I make
I was bored anyway.
Pity we couldn't have been allies.
Let's try
And then
this.
just no attacks here. So we did that because we want to gain the life off Jadelight Ranger. I don't care if Vraska dies at this point. We have the other Command the Dreadhorde. And then between these, we should be able to play both out next turn. That's 2 Explore triggers to hit a land. So I'm gonna force them. They're gonna get this killed. Like regardless, my Vraska's gone, but at least it takes a creature off the battlefield.
Favors you.
So they lava coil one of our Wildgrowth Walkers. So here. It's Branchwalker. It's perfect. I'm gonna graveyard this at this point, and that gets us a line for next turn. I'm just gonna plus Teferi here.
No, I am not making this up as I go.
So we'll get on the aggressive now. We're pretty far ahead in this game. Massacre Girl with Command the Dreadhorde is actually pretty funny. But we can bounce whatever creature they play this turn if it's a Phoenix or something. Could also force them to block. And then bounce the token. So we're going to attack like this. So here we either get in damage and then blink the Phoenix, or... Okay, so yeah, we can get rid of the egg this way. So that might answer my earlier question of how we deal with the Resolve Phoenix.
I'll protect you.
Here... Just keeping our mana open. We'll Branchwalker. Just play that tapped. Next turn we have 3 Explore triggers if we want to do that, plus a Vraska. That can make this really big. Can also take their Phoenix. So we can do this. Make a pretty big army. Draw quite a bit, or
This
we
might
can
be a
do this
bad
at
idea.
instant speed. So we're doing this because I want to re-trigger the Explore. And we can just go with the Overgrown Tomb here tapped. Pass turn. So with Teferi's plus ability, you can Command the Dreadhorde on their end step. So we can see what they get. They also have to keep the Phoenix back to some extent. It's like sweet when it gets rolling, or it may just be it's sweet because you have Teferi.
Just call me scrawny.
So they played Domri.
I've lived with animals my entire life.
That doesn't really do
Maybe not,
much.
actually.
They have Thorn Lieutenant. So we're gonna take, so it's 4, 6, 9, 11. Yeah, they get the gist. We are just gonna stack a whole bunch of Explore triggers on the stack. I think we just go down the Paradise Druid. Or do I want maybe just a Brontodon? I can't remember if Domri's a man or not. Brontodon can block pretty well. I think we just run it back like this. See how it goes. Teferi can talk. Tamiyo could get back stuff. Yeah, let's run it back like this. Yeah, we'll keep this hand. So opponent mulls. Can't play Teferi yet on 3. The turn 2 elf is less threatening. Cast down's also pretty good. If they attack, I'm not going to block. They've shown shock. I don't know if they have lightning strike. Cool. So that means Teferi next turn. We'll attack. Opponent might have like a Hellkite. Get a shock there. Okay, so we have Massacre Girl for future turns. I'm gonna bounce the elf. They don't really have much going on right now. And it gets us another card draw. Okay, 2 Crawl Harpooners. So that can deal with the Hellkite with haste if they drop it. We could also...
You think I'm crazy? Oh, I wish you could see your face while I'm beating you.
Trust me, I have a plan.
So I'm just gonna cast down here. Knock Domri for 2.
It ain't the first time I've been knocked about.
So this puts more pressure, but I think if we just keep showing like removal. Because I don't really care either if they kill this Teferi. I could play one out. Keeps the pressure up. This will also allow us to kill the Domri. And opponent concedes. Okay, so taking down Gruul. We are Platinum 3, so we start on Platinum 4. We'll see what we can get to this afternoon. Let me just double check the sideboard, as I might want... I think instead of the Trustani... Why won't you let me get rid of that? Nyx. Just to get rid of Phoenixes. Feel better with having that as removal. We'll run it back for another one. Play first. His hand doesn't really do anything. His hand equally doesn't do anything, but it's a play on 3. Oh, mono red, not what we want to see. So I think in this matchup, the Command the Dreadhordes come out. They're really not that good. Ideally, would want 1 land with Jadelight. We need lands. Okay, so we can block at least. They have to use a lightning strike to get rid of it. Or Wizard's Lightning, so they can take in a whole bunch. If we miss a land, we're just gonna call it quits here. And light up the stage. Mono red doing mono red things. Okay, so this build's playing Frenzy main. And a Chain Whirler. We're pretty far behind here. Yeah. We have no way to deal with these resolved. And the double command hand. So Brontodon's in, Cast Down's in. Massacre Girl's not the worst. Okay, so command's out. Ugin. Tamiyo doesn't actually do much in this matchup if we get rid of... Yeah, I think we just get rid of the Tamiyos. Just do it like that. Everything else can be removal or block. Oh, I don't want Crawl Harpooner in this matchup. They can go big with Phoenix. Actually, Paradise Druid is pretty bad. Just bring in the Duress. Get rid of Planeswalkers. Try it out like this. These lists are probably playing Chandra now. Depends, they might go up to Sarkin, but it's 5 mana is usually pretty hard on them. Okay, so we know we want an Explorer. I'll keep... Nah, because we can't even play Jadelight reliably. Okay, this hand's better. We want to explore things. Teferi's not that good in this matchup, but at the very least it could just bounce. Okay, so if we can dodge a turn, then we're in good spot. This with this, then we're happy. They always got it. So I'm just gonna do this now. Gains us a life. Like this can get haste pretty easily, but it draws us another card. Gets us a little bit deeper into our deck. Steamkin. Okay, so let's go Jadelight. Graveyard, library. So next turn we can Wildgrowth and Jadelight, which is nice.
I've got time.
So I'm gonna shock here and duress our opponent. Okay, so that gets rid of one of the lightning strikes. So I'm hoping they lightning strike our Jadelight here. But they might... Okay. Seems a little aggressive. They see the Wildgrowth Walker. Okay, knock down Teferi.
Oh, that's how it was meant to happen.
So this helps us stabilize and smooth out our next few draws. At this point I don't need you, and I don't need you. Okay, doing alright now. I'll happily trade with the Steamkin. They might just try to dump their hand. So I'm going to do this. Because they're going to Chain Whirler, so they want to try to catch this with the 2 damage. So we'll take 2. I want to use this to try to trade. Tybalt's.
My assistants are painfully sloppy.
Here. Try to deal with that. We'll hold the rest of our land at this point. Sorin would be really good. Sorin, get back Jadelight Ranger, attack for a bunch, gain a bunch of life back, but we gotta get rid of Tybalt first.
I adore.
Drawing nothing but lands hasn't helped. No attacks here. This turning off Interplanar Beacon is also pretty rough. Massacre Girl would be great at this point. If they have the bolt or the shock, they have it. Okay, Branchwalker. We don't gain the life, but it'll help us at least smooth out. So Tybalt's putting in work. We're holding the ground down, but eventually another Chain Whirler. So here, just do it like that. Or, yeah, let's do it like that. They're gonna have to trade off their Steamkin if they want to play the Chain Whirler this turn. Man, nothing but lands. got most of the Explore package, but I think we've fallen pretty far behind. We're basically in lightning strike range. We made exactly Massacre Girl. Brontodon doesn't do enough. So they got us there. 1-1 with the deck so far. Mono red feels like it shouldn't be as bad, especially like that draw, but Tybalt surprisingly got us. Run it back a couple more. Play first. His hand doesn't do anything. Scry for a land, keep. Sweet. Beacon into beacon. We just want to kind of draw lands with this hand. Opponent's likely going to play an opt here. I don't think this is Jeskai Walkers necessarily. They usually don't play opt in their builds. So here I want to get Teferi down because it'll screw up their spells.
Sorry I'm late.
I'm gonna do this now just to draw a card.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
Ideally we want to try to get a land. Hey Daniel, thanks for coming. We're on match 3 here. We're currently
I know only hone your prowess.
yeah. So Beacon is basically, it'll allow you to filter through lands to add 2 color of any mana. So it's the nice thing is it auto taps on MTG Arena, but this allows us to play Teferi without having the mana. So I'm gonna Branchwalker here first. They've shown Clarion, so we don't want to overextend. Okay. Here. Yeah, let's just do this. They're gonna Clarion next turn. Just get that in the grave.
Keep an open mind.
Hey John, you want to explain? I don't understand the realtor joke. I'm not a realtor, unfortunately. Okay, so they got the shock. So if they have a land, they can deal with Teferi and Clarion. Hopefully they missed the land drop, so we can plus this one more turn. Huh, they opt to not deal with it. It's interesting.
I've got it.
So here... Let's do Command the Dreadhorde.
Seek and find.
Oh, so we hit one. So we can get a pretty sizable board. Thanks for the sub, Daniel. We got some triggers there. Ideally, I'd like to kill this Narset first. Ooh, okay, so this is Jeskai Walkers.
What know you of I summon you?
Okay, so they got rid of Teferi. We want Teferi, Hero Dominaria. Didn't hit that. Want to get rid of the Narset here.
Overwhelming.
So here we can gain a bunch of life. We can get the Narset back. Main board, I don't think they really play counters, most of these builds. Elder Spell will be good for us. So they have Teferi.
I'm known for my excellent timing. No, I am not making this up as I go.
They should have tapped the Mox Amber for the Teferi. Done it that way. I kind of want them to shock our Vraska.
Behold!
Okay, cool. So we gained some life. I'm gonna get rid of the Sarkin because I want to get the Sarkin back.
Recklessness and fear are the seeds of disaster.
Yeah, we complain about lands, but this is the RNG of the game. Unfortunately, there's games where, like with the hand we had, we want to just get them in.
A dragon would rather
Or the
die.
realtor. Okay. What do we want here? Probably Baby Teferi. Just to protect us.
I know I noted this somewhere.
Okay, so those are all our lands for the turn. The cool thing is, even if they counter it, we can get it back with Tamiyo. Okay, so they kill a Ugin.
Everyone is expendable.
We all decline. So next turn we have a pretty big Command the Dreadhorde in play. 6, 9, 15,
I have a plan.
20, 23. Ooh, another Sarkin.
Feel the heat of my flames. Come to me.
Mercury, with the free pack codes, there is a lot usually on just the arena subreddit. They do the weekly newcomer Mondays. So I answer a lot of questions in that thread. I try to be active. So here, let's do
To the library.
Jadelight. Or no, let's name. I want to get a more. Let's do Massacre Girl. Okay, so that's 5, 11, 14, 20, 24. And we're gonna gain a bunch of life. This is the deck where you gotta do quick math. So we're getting explorers here.
Step aside,
We can graveyard this. Graveyard that. So here, bounce the dragon.
Try this.
You plus.
They are coming.
Go to attacks. Trust Annie, take down Sarkin.
Come on.
I have learned
Dragon
little
does
here.
not lose.
Then second main, we got a whole bunch to figure out here. You get rid of you.
Guess the day's your lucky day.
You make a 2/2.
Truth lies beyond.
Play the top land, say go. Blaststone's a pretty good card. You don't want to play it in like 3-color decks, I don't think. But for most of like the Nexus matchup, it's pretty good. So we could come back if need be.
That's more like it.
But here I think we just have lethal. So let's smash in with everything. And we got them. Super Friend beatdown with their own Sarkin. In the Nexus matchup, Blaststone's really good. It answers like the board wipe issue that they have against like aggressive decks. So this matchup, we want the Elder Spell, we want Duress. They'll likely have Chain or Legion Warboss. They showed Clarion, so I don't want Paradise Druid. They may have Prison Realm, so Thrashing Brontodon's pretty good. The Trostani doesn't really do much. They'll also likely have counters. This can deal with the dragons, but I don't think I care as much with that. Vraska was pretty good in that matchup. 3 cuts, 3 cuts, 3 cuts. I want this. That gets us the life. Sorin's probably not as good in this match. Like, it could ping the last damage at Planeswalkers. And maybe just cut down a Trostani. Maybe go down 1 Command the Dreadhorde. Let's do this. Shave 1, shave 1. Go from that route. Dreadhorde's good if we can get ahead, but they're likely going to have like Dovin's Veto in this matchup, Prison Realm, stuff like that. So we can Duress on 2 and Jadelight on 3, rest of the hand's land. So the opponent mulled, so we'll do it because then we can disrupt their hand hopefully a bit more. More land is not what we want. So ideally here I'll probably take a Teferi. Okay, so what we wanted for Christmas. John, I guess I am a realtor. Yeah, I've used the glass style Arlen code. It's like open the night or something, welcome the night. I've been doing a bit of the... Okay, so Saheeli's probably the worst right now. Their hand's pretty loaded. Yeah, that takes them off. Okay, so like straight mono lands. So they could Clarion here. Yeah, I've been doing a bit of the Momir. It's pretty boring, to be honest. You end up like... I find if you put a creature on 2 to just put pressure, but unless you have one of the good 3 drops, like Teferi's really good, Kiora, because you just keep drawing cards. Okay, so we have an opening to stick something. Just gonna get rid of the Sarkin, it's the worst. That's bad. Saheeli and hold up.
Let's see how you work.
Yeah. Opponent's got us here this game. We've literally drawn nothing but a Duress and more lands. We'll give it 1 or 2 more turns. Because the thing is with Veto, they pretty much can stop whatever we're doing. They could bounce the Mox Amber. They got us this game. Okay, so... let's maybe go a Massacre Girl. And so they have the vetoes. And they've shown... Is Teferi that good in this matchup? Like, they don't really draw cards. But this does turn off the speed stuff. Okay, let's try that way. These Planeswalker mirrors get a little awkward. Like, we have the Elder Spell, which is good, but their 3-drop commanders are a little bit better. I don't think I put Narset in my sideboard. That might be wrong. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this. Here... I think Veto's probably worse. Like, I don't care if they Clary on my Merfolk Branchwalker. Because now we can Tamiyo, start filling our yard. Hopefully find something a little bit better. Or lands. So we'll play this out next turn. Hopefully get a play on 3. Like Teferi would be great here. Command's not the worst. So they're firing off ops. I think I like Fibblethip better than the ops because like now they just have a Mox Amber that doesn't really do much. Okay, opponent missed lands, so we're gonna attack in first. Play the beacon to gain life. So they have veto. Not the end of the world. They are still missing land drops, so let's put the Temple Garden down. Probably gonna... Okay, so they're just doing that for hand size. So here... Let's attack in first. And the Spell Pierce. So they're having it, but next turn we could basically get back these two with the command, and then Tamiyo can buy it back. So opponent's got a lot of disruption, but we can duress this turn. Whew. Whew. Do I want Sarkin or do I want Karn? I think I want Karn, because it keeps drawing us cards. So 4, 10, 14. Okay, so we can't destroy Mox Amber. Elder Spell's good. So that's another Tamiyo, and probably just want like Vraska here.
Aid your research.
Vraska, Golgari Queen. Elder Spell can get rid of it. Vraska can get rid of Saheeli. Oh, and another one. And baby Teferi. We're in a good spot. They're gonna give us the land. some life. It's probably incorrect of
Time
us
to step out of the shadows.
to not duress first.
I've suffered worse.
I think I just want Wildgrowth Walkers to try to gain some life.
Seek and find.
Our life total's getting a little precarious. So they have multiple Clarions. So I'll just get rid of Saheeli. Because Saheeli makes Amber turn on. Yeah, and we got at the opponent. So it's kind of tough on them. They got stuck on 2 mana. But I think the combination of duress helped out. I'm going to run one more. Oh, we got a rare Rune Raider. Garbage. One more. It's the one thing about not playing mono red. We can't play 20 games an hour. One more will take us just a little bit past an hour for the video. And then we gotta do some Saturday chores. Play first. This deck's pretty awesome. Yeah. I can cast Teferi. Casting Teferi is what you want to do in this standard environment. So, being able to drop the Branchwalker on 2 is nice. So they waste burn there. Gets us a Godless Shrine. We get the Teferi. Okay, so it's kind of an interesting line here if we just this deals to target player or planeswalker. So this draws us and kind of tempos them. This is a creature. Then we can get it back with Sorin. Might make more sense. Yeah, let's do that. Want to try to block here. Double land's not the best. If they have Chain Whirler, it's kind of bad. We needed one more toughness there, because now they chip in. So they've seen a lot of lands from us, but
I have come for vengeance and blood.
just do Jadelight Ranger here.
I demand servitude.
Okay, so against mono red, that we love drawing them lands. So they've seen all this. That worked pretty nice for them because they
And your
can
progeny.
clear it out. They can sack this. Probably just gonna go Sorin, back Jadelight Ranger again.
I will have revenge for House Markov.
Sorin is not pleased with House Markov.
The bloodlust.
We do not have life to do this. You are too late. Yeah, I don't think we could win this. Main board seems really tough against mono red. They've had literally just Chain Whirlers straight. And they refill their hand with another Chain Whirler. That gets rid of our Teferi. Yeah, they got us. They got us. We had the curve. Alright, so Masker Girls, yes please. Brontodons, yes please. Cast Downs, Duress. Paradise Druids, you bad. Trustani's not bad. Dreadhordes, I don't think we're reasonably casting that. 4 more cards. Get rid of Tamiyo. Run it like that. Play pretty much 4 color control. Like Masker Girl on that board would not have done enough because they had all the Chain Whirlers. It's just a never-ending stream of Chain Whirlers. So I like Duress versus Mono Red is a little iffy. Like if you have it early, then it can disrupt them. But they get to a point where they're playing top deck mode. Yeah. Okay. So this hand I actually have to go Hinterland Harbor to be able to play the Wildgrowth Walker on 2. Okay, that's actually quite good for us, because then we could just Teferi. I'm not going to block. Or do I block? Okay, so they have Lightning Strike. So this gains us 2 life. And bounces it and draws a card. So 3 mana, gain 2, draw a card, bounce a creature.
Stand by and watch. I'll protect you.
Obviously a Chain Whirler gets us here, but we have the cast down this time around. There you have it.
Really should have seen that coming.
Okay, so I think this turn we just need the green mana. Oh no. Ah, I had to shock that. Okay, so we messed up there. We're taking 3 points of damage. And it puts us back a spell. And get to, do they have a burn spell? Taking a bunch. Ah, punished. Punished. So, I need to be at 6 mana to do that, because I wanted this minus and then get the Jadelight. So I think that's what we do. Oh, no, I need to be at 7 mana. Yeah, I think we're dead. They have Frenzy. We are dead multiple ways to Sunday. Okay, another beacon. Gains us 3 life. Maybe they try to decide to attack Sorin instead. Triple get to. Got a lightning strike. Okay, so we definitely need to shore up the mono red matchup. No blocks. Like in theory, Wildgrowth is very good against mono red, but they pretty much always have a 3 damage spell. So here we're gonna Jadelight. Graveyard. I think we actually Teferi bounce our Jadelight Ranger. Or actually, because this goes to their hand, so they can't play it without popping the frenzy.
Don't worry, I got you.
Okay, we're stabilizing. Do we start attacking? No, probably not. Having the 4th Interplanar Beacon is really nice. Steamkin can start getting out of control. Another Sorin would be good. They could kind of go crazy. Massacre Girl. That doesn't really do much for us.
Oh, I've done the hero thing before.
We can just duress on their end step, but it doesn't really do anything for us. So keeping Trostanian, or what's it? Tamiyo might be right.
Don't make another move.
And they got light up the stage. They are going off. Chandra and Viashino. Yeah.
You want to play with fire, huh? Sit back and watch it burn.
Hana Viashino, they do that, they do that. Yeah, we're pretty much dead. Alright, so we got 2 and 2, lost the mono red, beats the other stuff. I'll play 1 Momir, just because we're almost at Jace. I need to figure out how we beat the mono red matchup. Karn doesn't do anything. Jace is actually pretty good. Vraska is not bad because of the tokens. I usually lead on blues here, just to try to get Jace down. Jace is a bunch of card draw. So I'm gonna drop something on 3 here. So they went a little bit more aggressive than us, but we can hopefully drop Jace next turn. Karn does like next to nothing. Can't attack alone. Okay, we got a big boy. Oh, they got the Teferi.
This isn't a fight you can win.
Teferi's no bueno. here.
I'm good at what I do. I've done things I'm not proud of.
Vraska will force him to trade him profitably. The stupid Teferi. It's good in every format. That's why I have one on my desk right now too.
This might be a bad idea.
Yeah, I think printing you as a card was a bad idea, Teferi. See what the opponent wants to do here. This card's actually very good. I've won so many games off this one. I think like almost every game I've had has been off this. Yeah, let's trade. This guarantees you can make another one. Ugin's pretty good as well. We can get rid of Teferi the following turn. Let me see what we get first. No. 5. Let's get rid of the forest. Most of the green walkers aren't that good. 3/4 flying's actually pretty reasonable.
Here is more fun than
This
in
doesn't
the
have reach.
Undercity.
Must be blocked if able, so we block it with the death touch. And then try to fly over them. Ugin can kill whatever creature they have and then kill Teferi. Unless they just get something ridiculous for 5. Whenever it's dealt damage, create a 1/1. So this was what Ugin will kill.
I've got time.
Do they attack in? They don't.
Curiosity and wonder drives me. I can create or destroy.
So we're just gonna do that. Takes Teferi off.
This
We
is
can
hardly
block
my
there,
worst
and then
feat.
we got 2 really good planeswalkers going. Might decide if we want to get Chandra. Need 3 more wins for those stained glass. What are you? When it dies, destroy target creature an opponent controls and you gain 4 life. Sure. Will you attack in? Dies.
Ether itself.
So here we can't play Chandra. We can play a 6-drop, which is probably right. Dominaria limited all-star. This with the 1 mana blue aura that gives it flying. It's basically how you win those games. That. Okay, Tishana, not the best on this board for you. I can block whatever you're doing.
Truth lies
Okay,
beyond
so
vision.
I think we just go another 6-drop here. Whenever it's dealt damage, deal 3 damage to target opponent or planeswalker. Cool. Just hit him for 3. Got rid of a Johnny. Johnny, when you have a board state, awesome. Don't discard this if you can keep it. Really good. Probably one of the best. Awful. Okay. Good when you're ahead. Okay, so we got a Vraska. But Ugin's just gonna keep making tokens for us. You fight. Probably have this go in next turn, or just this will take out Vraska. If we get Jace going, start drawing some cards. Okay, so you.
The fabric of the multiverse obeys me.
You go there.
Oh, the day is yours.
Let's go digging.
The focus and I have just the trick.
Sure. Gain ridiculous amounts of life.
You should fear those born of darkness. The weak feed the strong.
Yeah, so next turn we could gain a bunch of life, put it out of reach. Just gonna fight one of our creatures. Bye bye, Jace.
Dealing with you would be easier than dealing with demons. Empty.
Sorin's not the best in this, but we can start pinging. Like in the case, like we've had our Vraska for a while down here. Surprisingly good against the Flyers.
Loneliness can hurt.
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that's a good way to start getting some chip damage in. Let's cancel first. So they can trade, but it dies. So either way it dies, which is what we want. They can use this if they want, but we can get them that way.
Our contract is voided.
So you go there.
I abhor.
With thoughtfulness before action.
Nixus for next turn can hurt them. So we're gonna do this turn. This kills this next turn. Nixus deals them damage, prevents them from drawing cards. Or actually, so the token cards, you basically pay X amount of mana, and then you play this Momir. This is a special mode to get the Stained Glass Planeswalkers. So say if you pay 5 mana, it randomly will create a creature that's 5 mana. So I can show you in a sec. So it can't deal with that. You have hexproof. Get rid of you.
Bathe in ghost fire.
So this turn, I'll play one more game and I'll show you, Daniel.
Your bones will read as omens.
So they could deal 4 damage to our flyer.
Suffer the dreams of the damned.
Just ping the opponent. I'm gonna keep this in hand. The flyer can go in. Next turn we'll do an 8-drop.
Knowledge
So I'll
is
play
not
an 8-drop
without
next turn,
price.
Daniel, and then you'll see how it comes out. Opponent got rid of Big Daddy Bolus. Okay, 16/16 indestructible gets blocked infinitely by the little one. Can't deal with this, can't deal with this, can deal with that.
One can learn much from death. Try not to think too hard.
Okay, so Arlen's quite good. Do we want Arlen here? Yeah, probably want Arlen.
My bite. Go, my children. Fight.
So we have the flyer. We don't have red mana, so we'll just do that. We're pretty far ahead. Like they get 2 blocks this way, but we're making 2 tokens a turn. So basically, Daniel, we'll play for 2 just because we'll get a blocker up. So you click the emblem here, you go to 2 mana, and then you discard a card. So we'll discard a forest. And then it gave us a runaway steamkin, which is pretty useless.
It is just a small.
Yeah, so opponent can't draw a card without dying. So even just Ugin's minus on anything kills it.
You've never seen anything like this.
The only thing to fear is, well, everything.
So we'll just kill him with Sorin.
The more, the messier.
So we've already gotten the Tybalt stained glass.
Genius is as genius
Ooh.
does.
That's cool. Okay, so they're attacking us. Opponent sees the writing on the wall, gives us the good game. This thing's kind of useless. And we just win with style points. Yeah, so Daniel, this is a special format that they're doing for the weekend, or for the week. Try out Arena if you haven't done it. You can play free to play. It's how I played for a lot of it before I started streaming. And you can build I had like 1 or 2 tier 1 decks just by playing the dailies. This is a special format that they have that they're giving away the stained glass alternate arts. So there's the Vraska, there's the Tybalt, and we're 2 wins away from a Jace. We'll play one more. Have you been playing paper cards, Daniel, or are you just new to Magic altogether? Yeah, why not? I like Davriel. Messes with the opponent's hand. Just go Forest here in case we can cast Domri. I am going to make a 2-drop to protect Davriel. Not terrible. Can always gain life in a pinch. New altogether, Dan. If you want, Daniel, I did a... One sec, let me find it. Let me just play out this turn and then
Perish the thought.
so on the turn. So check out that link, Daniel. I've done a... Oh, we can't do that now. Interesting. I put together a bunch of build guides. So I've done it for half the colors right now.
And what I do here is more fun
So
than
basically what I do is I
city.
take a super budget version that's only commons and uncommons, like a really cheap version of the deck. And then I do upgrades to do like a mid-budget and then a full budget, and I do explanations on everything. There's gameplay videos and then explanation throughout what the deck does, how to play it, everything like that. So I've done it for like green-red, done it for black-white, black-blue, red-green, quite a few actually. Here, I want to try to get this out of the way. This has awkwardly been doing a pretty decent job against us.
I've done things.
I'm gonna do a 5-drop. I like keeping Domri, it's good removal and ramp. Get rid of the white. A flying hexproofer is not bad. I can get rid of this and then we can make our opponent discard. Can block an additional creature each combat. That makes our Death Touchers a little more awkward. Here... Yeah, you can kill Vraska. Doesn't really do much.
Pity we couldn't have been allies.
So we'll get rid of Teo.
Serve better next time.
Force him to discard.
I don't think you'll be needing that.
Ooh, that's a good one to get rid of. 5/5 Trampler is quite relevant. What do? We lose a life. Okay. Opponent concedes. Let's try to go for Jace. Get our daily. 1 win away. 1 win away. Only Ying. I don't like mulliganing in this format, and this hand's not good. If we had a green source, then yeah, Cure is really good. But this isn't a quick format necessarily, so it'll play out 10-15 minutes to not actually win. That's how I found it most effective. Plus, we help our opponent get closer to their Jace. This hand sucks. Opponent goes first. This card's awful in this format. Tamiyo's actually not too bad. We can get back our dead planeswalkers. So they go 2-drop. Have a good one, John. Enjoy the shift. Win or lose, I think we'll wrap up after this one. Okay. You know what? We're too far behind. Do one more. Just try to get it quick. We could have played that out, but I'd rather do something a little bit more entertaining where either us or the opponent's not quickly falling behind. Yeah, I'll keep this. I like Saheeli. Saheeli on 3, Kiora on 4. This card's not terrible, but it's also not very good. It's basically used as removal. Whenever it deals damage to dinosaur, destroy that creature. So Saheeli will take a hit.
If challenge you want, then a challenge you'll get.
Drawing the land's pretty good there. See if the opponent goes creature here. Oh, they go their own Saheeli.
Together, we'll create great things, you and I. Why do I love Kraken?
So we can play a 2-drop
Myself.
or just... No, I think we wait. We can block. We can play Jaya. Deals to any target. Here. No, we go like this, and then do 6 mana. You won't do much here for us. Awesome. So they can attack here. We can also attack, untap it. This is good at dealing with tapped creatures. These two combinations nice. We play planeswalkers, which is our hand, we get tokens. We play creatures, we draw more cards. Sea otter lizard hybrid. We can do Jaya here. One, two, three, so 7. That's great. Go over the top. Just pass turn. Sorry. Okay, Teferi's awesome. Bounce this.
You show remorse, I'll show restraint. Don't worry, I got this.
Yeah, opponent concedes. I think that's Jace. Never have to play this format again. Yep. Alright, fancy Jace, we've done it. Alright, thanks for those who tuned in. Try to do another stream. Oh, nope, don't want to play again. Try to do another stream in the next couple days. Have a great weekend if not, and thanks for watching.